Hello and welcome. Now, if you've heard about LangGraph, you've probably seen some pretty complex diagrams and maybe even some code. But today, we're going to do things a little differently. We're going to understand it all through a story, a journey into a world of glowing cities and digital paths that flow like rivers of light. It's a really powerful way to see how this system actually works. So, let's begin.
So I want you to just take a slow breath, relax your shoulders, and step with me into the beautiful, neon-lit world of Gridline City. You see, this is a story about a system called LangGraph, and it all starts on a night when everything went wrong.
Our story begins in a city that is literally made of light. Imagine these magnificent towers just draped in neon with cars flying silently between them. In this city, everything from traffic to the hospitals, is managed by these specialized AI agents. And right at the heart of it all, at the center of this metropolis called Gridline City, is a routing system that acts as its digital mind. And this is where we meet our hero, a young technician named Arden. He works deep inside the city's central AI hub. Now, Arden is brilliant, but he's one of those people who's often unnoticed. He's quiet, but he's incredibly observant. And he absolutely loves to just sit and study how the city's AI agents move through their digital paths, kind of like watching electricity flow through invisible wires.
Arden never ever imagines that he would one day have to depend on those very same paths to save the entire city. But one night, the unimaginable happened. The network, the very thing holding everything together, it just started to collapse. And it all happened so fast. It was late, the whole city was sleeping, and then suddenly, the lights just flickered. Then, screens all across the metropolis started to glitch out, and the holograms just froze in place. And then, surveillance drones, their guidance systems totally fried, they just started falling out of the sky. The city was thrown into absolute chaos.
And then this dark red message started flashing on every single screen you could see. It was this stark, terrifying warning. The city's entire digital nervous system was failing. The agents, the little digital workers that keep everything running, they were completely lost.
Watching this, Arden's heart just started racing. He knew exactly what this meant. If the agents couldn't find the right paths to do their jobs, everything would just stop. Traffic, hospitals, the energy grid, all the emergency services, the entire city would grind to a halt. The stakes just could not be higher.
He rushed to the AI core, the central hub of the city's entire network. And that's when something completely unexpected happened. The room went totally dark, and then this soft blue glow started to rise up from the floor, and a tall, holographic figure just appeared right in front of him.
The figure was made of these flowing lines, almost like circuits, and its eyes looked like shining little data nodes. Its voice was deep and calm, which was such a huge contrast to the chaos just outside. And it introduced itself as LangGraph, the very system that routes all the agents, the map that they all walk on. But tonight, the map was broken. Then, LangGraph transformed the walls all around Arden into this giant glowing blueprint of the city. But this wasn't any ordinary map. The paths were shifting and changing, nodes were pulsing with light, and new connections were multiplying like the roots of a tree. This, LangGraph explained, was the graph, a living, breathing digital organism where every single point is a decision.
And right here, this is the core difference. See, on the left, a simple system works kind of like a chain. It just follows one single road. And if that path gets blocked, well, the whole process fails. But on the right, you see a graph. It's not one road. It's this whole web of possibilities. It doesn't just see one path. It sees all the possible paths, and it can even create new ones to get around a problem.
So, with the problem identified, LangGraph started the mission. It called out into the broken network, summoning its specialized team of agents. And they were all panicked and lost. Their paths were broken, but LangGraph was about to give them a new direction.
And here's the team. First up, we've got Seeker, who can quickly scan the map for clues. Then there's Analyst, who calmly processes even the most complex patterns. We have Fixer, strong and ready to execute repairs. Messenger, who connects everyone with new information. And finally, there's Guardian, whose job is to protect the whole system from any further harm.
And this is how the rescue mission actually began. LangGraph started to pulse with light, and it began drawing these new glowing paths all across the map.
The entire digital blueprint reorganized itself, kind of like a giant puzzle rearranging its own pieces. Then, LangGraph commanded the agents to move, guiding each and every one to its next best step.
Watching all this happen, Arden had this moment of just pure clarity. He finally understood. LangGraph wasn't just a static map, it was an active guide. It was like a GPS for the digital world, giving turn-by-turn directions to agents who were totally lost in the chaos.
But deep in the center of the map, right at the very heart of the system, lay the real source of all the corruption. It was the final, and by far the most dangerous, obstacle they had to overcome.
It was called the blackened loop, a corrupted node that created this vicious, repeating cycle with absolutely no way out. Any agent that entered this loop was immediately trapped, just forever running in circles, draining the system's power until the entire graph collapsed.
And this was the critical problem, right? I mean, if the loop has no exit, how can an agent ever break free? Fixer, the repair agent, was ready to go in, but it needed a safe route to get there and, more importantly, to get back. And this just brilliantly illustrates the power of LangGraph. It didn't just find an existing path, it actually created a brand new one. It drew this bright golden line right through the danger, a void path, as Arden called it, a safe route where none had existed just moments before.
Guided by this new path, Fixer charged forward. The whole map shook violently as it sprinted along that golden line, straight into the heart of the corruption. Reaching the dark node, Fixer cracked it wide open, releasing this huge flood of trapped energy and freeing all the lost agents. And instantly, the graph just glowed bright again. Across the city, lights flashed back on, silent drones lifted back into the sky, and the gentle hum of a living city returned. Gridline was saved. As the city slowly came back to life, Arden finally understood the true lesson here. The path is always there. You see, LangGraph didn't just show the existing roads. It was an active guide. It helped the agents decide where to go next, especially when the way forward was completely unclear.
So this is really the crucial point. LangGraph shows not just one path, but many. It's constantly evaluating the situation to choose the best one. And then it guides its agents step by step, keeping them safe from dead ends and loops. But its greatest power is its ability to adapt. When the city fell into chaos, it didn't just follow the old rules, it wrote new ones.
And the beautiful lesson from Arden's journey is something that I think we can all apply. You don't have to have the entire map of your life figured out from the very start. Sometimes you just need a guide that can help you find the next right step. LangGraph is this wonderful reminder that there's always a path forward.
So, this is the idea I'd like to leave you with. A simple chain follows just one road, rigid and unbending. But a graph reveals all the roads you could possibly take. And most importantly, it's the guide that helps you find the right one. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey.